Leopards and jaguars may look similar because both are spotted big cats, but they are completely different species with many differences. But before we can differentiate between these two big cats, we need to consider some very important factors. The first factor is geography or habitat. Jaguars live in the Americas, ranging from Mexico through Central America and into South America, while leopards are found across Africa and Asia, including countries like India, China, Malaysia, and parts of the Middle East. If you see a spotted big cat in the wild, geography is often the easiest clue because there is almost no overlap between where these two animals naturally live. Jaguars were once found as far north as the Grand Canyon in Arizona, but today they have almost completely disappeared from the United States and are endangered throughout much of their range. Leopards have a much wider global distribution than jaguars and are considered one of the most adaptable big cats in the world. Jaguars prefer dense rainforests, wetlands, flooded forests, and river systems, while leopards can survive in rainforests, savannas, mountains, deserts, grasslands, and even areas near human settlements. Jaguars are much more aquatic than leopards and are considered the most water-loving of all big cat species. Jaguars are powerful swimmers and frequently cross rivers, hunt in water, and rest near wetlands. Leopards can swim if necessary, but they usually avoid water and spend more time in trees. The next factor to consider is courage. Leopards are famous for dragging their kills into trees to protect them from scavengers such as lions, hyenas, and wild dogs. Jaguars rarely drag prey into trees and instead tend to eat their prey on the ground. Leopards are generally more cautious and tend to avoid dangerous confrontations with larger predators, while jaguars are much bolder and often stand their ground against dangerous animals such as giant snakes and caimans. Jaguars have been known to attack anacondas and large caimans, while leopards tend to retreat from larger threats when possible. Leopards rely heavily on stealth, climbing ability, and agility to survive, while jaguars rely more on raw power and crushing strength. Leopards are excellent climbers and spend a lot of time resting, hunting, or storing food in trees, while jaguars climb trees less frequently and are more ground-based hunters. Leopards are more likely to escape danger by climbing trees, whereas jaguars often confront danger directly. Another factor is hunting. Their hunting methods are also very different. Leopards typically kill prey using a suffocating bite to the throat or the back of the neck. Jaguars have the strongest bite force relative to body size of all big cats and often kill prey by biting directly through the skull. Jaguars are capable of crushing turtle shells and piercing thick reptile armor with their jaws, something leopards cannot do as effectively. Leopards commonly hunt animals such as impalas, gazelles, antelope, monkeys, and smaller mammals. Jaguars commonly hunt capybara, peccaries, deer, turtles, fish, reptiles, and caimans. Jaguars are more likely to hunt reptiles than leopards. Leopards usually depend on speed and surprise, while jaguars depend on brute strength and jaw power. Jaguars often ambush prey near water sources, while leopards frequently hunt in grasslands or forest edges. The next factor is body structure. The body structure of these cats is one of the clearest differences. Jaguars are stockier, heavier, and more muscular than leopards. Leopards have slimmer, leaner, and more athletic-looking bodies. Jaguars have broad chests, thick necks, and powerful shoulders built for strength. Leopards have narrower bodies designed for speed and climbing. Jaguars have much broader and blockier heads, while leopards have smaller and more streamlined heads. Jaguars possess visibly stronger jaws than leopards. Leopards have proportionally longer legs and a more elegant body shape. Jaguars usually have shorter tails compared to leopards. Leopard tails are longer and help with balance while climbing and jumping between branches. Jaguar tails are thicker and shorter because they spend less time climbing. Jaguar tail patterns often appear to merge into bands near the tip, while leopard tails usually maintain more separated spots. Jaguars are generally shorter but bulkier, while leopards are taller and slimmer. Jaguars stand around 25 to 30 inches tall at the shoulder, while leopards can stand up to around 31 inches tall. Jaguars can weigh up to about 211 pounds, while leopards can weigh up to around 198 pounds, though size varies by region and sex. Jaguars look heavier and more compact, while leopards appear longer and leaner. Another factor is coat pattern. Their coat patterns provide one of the best ways to tell them apart. Both animals have rosette-shaped spots, but jaguar rosettes are larger, blockier, and contain smaller spots inside them. Leopard rosettes are smaller, tighter together, and usually do not contain inner spots. A common rule is that jaguars have spots inside their spots, while leopards do not. Jaguar rosettes are spaced farther apart, while leopard rosettes are packed closely together. Jaguars often have fewer but larger rosettes, while leopards have more numerous smaller rosettes. Looking at the side of the animal is often the best way to distinguish between the two because the coat pattern becomes easier to compare. Jaguars often have a more golden yellow or reddish coat, while leopards can vary from pale yellow to deep golden shades. The underbelly, throat, and inner legs of jaguars are often white with spots. Both species can be born with melanism, meaning they appear black. A black leopard still shows faint rosette patterns when viewed in the right light. A black jaguar can sometimes appear bluish-black or slightly purple under sunlight. Melanism is not the same thing as albinism because melanistic animals still produce dark pigment. The last factor is personality and behavior. Their personalities and behavior differ as well. Leopards are generally more secretive and shy. Jaguars tend to be more confident and territorial. Leopards are more adaptable to living near humans, while jaguars avoid heavily disturbed areas more often. Leopards are better climbers than jaguars. Jaguars are better swimmers than leopards. Leopards are more widespread globally, while jaguars have a much smaller and more restricted range. Leopards are considered the most versatile big cat in terms of habitat, while jaguars are considered the powerhouse of the American rainforest. Even experts sometimes struggle to tell the difference between a jaguar and a leopard from a single photograph, especially if the body shape or rosette pattern is partially hidden. But the clearest giveaway remains the rosettes because jaguars have spots inside their spots while leopards usually do not. Not you know the differences between a leopard and a jaguar. Take a minute to like the video and subscribe to this channel for more differentiating, and if you have any animal you find it hard to tell apart, just write it in the comments section.